Click it.
Yes. Hi everybody. Welcome back to the Greek Life podcast. This is our third episode. I'm Savannah.
I'm Joanne.
I'm a Brill, and today we have a lovely guest. Today, I wanted to say we have here my sister Jackie. Say hi.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackeline Garza. I am from Delta Alpha Sigma Multicultural Sorority Incorporated. I have held quite a few positions within DAS. I've just finished my term as vice president. I've been secretary and fundraising chair. I've also been an MGC delegate as well as director of programming for MGC, which then led me being to MGC president 2 times and now doing my second term.
An involved homegirl.
And then today we're going to be talking about we're going to be talking with Jackie a little bit about her experience. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off with, what is your favorite Greek memory?
I think that my top notch favorite Greek memory was whenever I had to go to California with MGC eBoard along with all the other FSL council eBoards. We went to California for this little retreat / institute type of thing. I forgot what it was called. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. But basically, throughout this time, it was in California. It was in Anaheim. We went. It was like business all day, and then they had a night where everybody could go to Disney, and either you could go to Disney or you could go to LA and go have fun, go see Hollywood. And so me, my friend Carla, and my other friend Jackie, her name is also Jackie. We were like, we're gonna go to Disney. We don't care. And our other two e-boards, they were like, oh well, it's raining and it's pouring, and we're like, it'll clear up. It's fine. It'll clear up. Mind you, it never cleared up. We went to Disney. It was pouring rain. I don't know if y'all know Carla, but Carla, she's my love. She is she's in a wheelchair, and so we were with her in her wheelchair the entire time at Disney, and that's how we got her on rides. We were just soaked head to toe. We were taking pictures, we were doing everything, and it was just so much fun. And to go to Disney in the pouring rain, I think that's just like you can't even like top that. And the entire time we were just laughing. I'm surprised none of us slipped. And then whenever we had to leave, we had to get an Uber, and the Uber, like, he couldn't fit the wheelchair, so we had to wait like 10 minutes, like while it was like pouring rain. Yeah. And we were like, okay, that's fine. And then we got another one, and then we just went back to the hotel, and it was like a blast. And none of us got sick, even though we all said that we were gonna get sick the next day because it was really cold too. We didn't get sick. We pulled through, and it was just so much fun.
That's good. That sounds like a really fun time. I went to Disney whenever I was in color guard, and that was like one of the funnest experiences I've ever had. So the fact that you got to experience that with other Greeks and like have like an impact on your memory, that's really sweet.
Yeah, it was just like and it was just so funny. It was just so funny. We're like, you're wet, and they're like, you're wet too. And then Carla she likes to take videos, and she's like, Mom, I'm pouring wet, but I'm at Disney. And I'm like, it was just so fun.
When y'all went, like, were there a lot of other people or no?
No, it really wasn't, because whenever we went, we couldn't go during the day, so it was like, I think we went from like 7 till close.
Mm-hmm.
So it was dark. We did get on a few rides, and it was like really scary because like we would slip on the rides, and we'd be like, that hurt, because like the little sharp turns. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely hit my head twice. Totally worth it though.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go for the next question. And by the way, a lot of these questions came from a lot of people from Instagram. The next question. So we always know, if you guys know my homegirl over here, she loves to stroll. So the next question goes, what's your favorite stroll?
So yes, I do love to stroll. There's stroll music, I'm on the floor. Without question, I'm on the floor. Favorite stroll, I have a lot of like that, like top tier strolls. Like I love Wipe Me Down, just because I have to struggle to jump every single time, and then like squat too. I love Wipe Me Down. I love also Back That A Up. But I guess right now my opinion is a little biased because me and my amazing sister Abril. We created a stroll together to the Nasty song. It was a chef's kiss. I just it's like whoa, and it's like another different like side of like DAS strolls that we haven't really touched on. So it's like really different compared to our other strolls. And a lot of sisters seem to like it whenever we taught it to them during our DAS retreat recently. So bag secured.
Yes, I did get a lot of comments about it. So, hey, they're ready for the next role. So, when we're gonna create the next one?
What's
No, when you know I'm there.
what's everyone else's favorite stroll?
The what?
What's like y'all's favorite stroll? I guess Abril
Sorry, can
and
you repeat that? No.
No, you're fine. So Abril and Joanne, what's y'all's favorite stroll?
To be honest, I don't have one because I'm not the best at strolling. So I'm just in the background cheering everybody on. Basically.
I would say for me, it would be Bring It Back, just because there's a certain spot there where we kind of like shake our booties, and if whoever's in front of me at that time, I'm always like cheering them on, like let's go shake it, homegirl. So that's what I like it. You know what I'm talking about, Jackie. But yeah, that's my favorite. How about you, Savannah?
I don't know. I kind of have the same, like what Jackie was saying, how it's like, oh, my favorite is one that I created with another sister. My favorite would have to be Dreams, just because I was the one that made it and I love that stroll. Or I don't know, maybe a roll call. I like the song that y'all have for roll call. Anytime it comes on, I'm like, really, y'all's whoever made y'all's roll call, they return to.
I'll make sure to tell them, be like, hey, they say you returned up.
So for the next questions is, what's the
Sorry.
best part? Oh, hold on. Sorry, my side is going really weird. Okay. The best part of joining DAS, and what's something you could change if you could?
Okay, so the best part of DAS, usually whenever people ask me like why DAS, I'm like, why not DAS? Because like that's literally like what I think about. Like why not join DAS? But I have loved just so many parts about it, especially like the people that I have met throughout this entire time. Like I don't think I would have been able to have met this many people, and then like just from DAS getting to know other orgs and other campuses and other states, like so many opportunities that I've gotten, so many like leadership enhancing skills that I've gotten, and overall just like all the memories that I've made. I think that most of those I wouldn't be able to have that with like my other friends. Like I don't think they would like do the same thing, because it's just like another part of me that I didn't know I had inside of me that just like blossomed or whatever. So I think that's really, really cool. One thing that I would change if I could, I think that maybe like living like far away. I live an hour away. I live in Garland, and at UTA it's like about an hour 45 ish around there minutes away, and it's just a struggle of like, hey, like we're having this event, you should totally come, and I'm like, I can't, sorry, because I don't have a car until like literally a month ago I got a car, yay. But for the past 4 years, my parents have driven me back and forth, so that's that struggle. So living on campus would have definitely been like a huge change. That way I could be more involved than I already am. But yeah, I guess that would be the only thing I could.
I will say though, she's if you know her, like she's always involved. Like even though like the distance may be an hour or whatever, she's always on campus. She's ask around. Oh, you know Jackie? Oh yeah, Jackie. Blah 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 blah. So I will say always involved. That's something really nice that we look up to for you.
Mm-hmm. And that's nice that it's very supportive of your parents to like drive you back and forth with how involved you are with school, like with being a part of MGC and like also DAS and also being in school. Like, dedicated girl.
I'm trying.
The next question would be, what is it like to be a part of your organization's alpha chapter?
I think that it's both an honor and also like stress, like a little bit of pressure, just because like we have to set the standard. We have to be like, hey, yo, you're alpha chapter, get it together, type of thing. Like a lot of people like look up to us. I would say like, oh, like, well, what did alpha do, type of thing. Um, and like, of course, like we look up to other chapters as well because like they have amazing ideas too. But it's more so like just keeping it together, especially like whenever like sometimes like there's bumps on the road. I think it's just really like I'm like, okay, like what can I do to make this better, especially like, when I was VP this past year. um I had a lot. I was doing so much, and I tried my best to improve as much as I could within the sorority, especially on the background. That was my job. VP is like more of the background, along with taking care of chairs and like seeing how everybody's flowing and doing and making sure that everything's flowing right. As well as standards of excellence. Basically, top chapter like qualifications. That was a lot. And like, did we do this event, did we do that event, have we rounded up these points for a top chapter, have we not done this. In charge of Founders Week, I was in charge of the entirety of Founders Week and oversaw all of it. That was a huge stress because I also had all my midterms that week. Wasn't that great?
You said it good though.
Thanks. Thank you. I tried. And then also whenever we had Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. So Walk a Mile in Her Shoes is basically where guys come and wear heels and walk an entire mile with high heels, to like in support of like raise awareness against domestic violence. So we hadn't done that in over 5 years because of COVID and just like so many things that had happened. And I had brought it back, and it was chaotic, but it finished, and yeah, I think it was a bop, as best as it could be.
I was gonna mention real quick, DJ Dean, he did say hi Jackie, exclamation points, and he also said always involved.
Hi, Dean.
Okay, I will go on to the next question then. Okay, so as you mentioned before, so you are MGC president. So the struggle of being MGC president. Give us the spill.
Well, so being MPC president, it is quite a lot. Like just like thinking about like everything that I need to do, everything that needs to get done, like by myself as well as by my e-board, and then by chapters and then individuals. So all of that, like keeping it together, keeping it like organized. I'd say I'm pretty organized with my time as well as like with everything, but even then it's just chaos. But I love chaos. That's my thing. That's, I guess, like that's my little toxic trait. I love chaos. It's like at work. Like I love when there's a line and there's like a bunch of different orders that need to be done. Yeah, I don't know why. I enjoy it. But I guess like a struggle could be like whenever we don't have like individuals like stepping up to the plate, like throughout the council, of like stepping up into positions. That way we can have a full e-board and not just a partial e-board, which at the end of the day we end up figuring it out and it's still a bop. Like for example, like I guess like the most stress I am throughout being MGC president is throughout any MGC week. So this upcoming MGC week this semester will be my fourth one. And I already know it's gonna be chaotic, and I'm gonna love it either way. It's true. I'm sorry, but I know like that entire week, like I will either A, get no sleep, B, like have a gazillion things to do along with my schoolwork, or C, all of the above. I'm probably gonna go with C. So that's just that. I think it's gonna go well, even though I'm probably gonna forget a few things along the way. I think that's gonna go well. I think another thing that I like is like a struggle is like wanting to see the vision that every like all the individuals of the council see for MGC, along with like our vision for MGC along with like FSL's vision for MGC and trying to like merge them together. Because like I don't want like no one like being left out type of thing into like, oh like, well, why isn't my voice being heard? I would want everyone's voice to be heard type of thing. So I guess like that was a little thing. So whenever my first semester of being MGC president, which was spring 2022, that I guess my goal was like Greek unity. Like that was my overall goal to like accomplish within the council. Like I wanted people to like get along with each other, not just be like with their own org at like stroll offs or at events or like not supporting each other at events. Like why? We're all here. We're all together. We're all like in this council. Why can't we be friends? You know, that type of thing. And so that was like, okay, let's do it. And now like that I look now at MGC that we have now, I see like so much Greek unity and like it just makes me proud, you know, and I'm just like, dang, this is so nice. This is nice, you know, like everybody getting along. I see people going to each other's events and like coming even on Saturdays sometimes, like that people have events, they'll pull up. Or like whenever like, hey, we're having our founders week, we're having our charters week, y'all should totally pull up. They'll pull up, or they, if they can, they'll be like, hey, but we have like 2 members pulling up, you know, just to show that we went, you know, a little bit. So things like that, like I'm just like, oh, yay. But yeah, sorry, I ranted.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say that I feel like that's the hardest part about being president, just in general, is like trying to make sure everybody is being heard and like that you're taking into account what everybody wants. But at the end of the day, like you do have to do what's best for like the organization as a whole or like the council as a whole. So that's like good that you have that like feelings about that, and then also the fact that you were able to like say, oh hey, I want to do this is what like I want to see for MGC, and like you're able to see that happen, because a lot of people like they'll say, oh I want to see this happen, but they aren't ever able to like actually witness it. And so the fact that you were like, this is what I want, and being able to witness it, I feel like that's like such like I feel like that would be such a proud moment for like anybody. So that's really cool that you're like doing that for your council.
I feel like a proud mom.
I was gonna say too, real quick. I was like, "Oh, what is MGC Week?" In case there's anyone who's like, "What is that?" How would you explain MGC Week to the viewers?
So okay, well, so at UTA there is fraternity and sorority life, right? So all of the fraternities and all the sororities, it's fraternity and sorority life. So FSL. Within FSL, there's 4 councils at UTA. We have the College Panhellenic, we have the Interfraternity Council, National Panhellenic Council, and then we have the MGC, Multicultural Greek Council. So I am president of the Multicultural Greek Council, and within this council, we have now 9 organizations, and basically, and every council has their own week, especially at the beginning of the semester, where each council gets to do their own recruitment, an entire week of recruitment, right? Basically to boost everybody's numbers instead of just every chapter doing their own boosting of recruitment. You just showcase the entire council, and then the chapters within that council get to showcase themselves, right? So during MGC week, it's a showcase of like, oh my gosh, this is MGC, come check them out, type of thing. And so we have MGC Showcase, where it's basically like a performance that every chapter puts on in one stage in one night, and you just get to watch them perform. They might give you like a little spiel of info before or during the performance that they have, and then it's just fun to watch. It's not a competition, and it's fun to watch, and it's fun to learn about them. And it's like a like for interest, it's like a low-key like fun event to go to. Like, oh, like you don't even have to like really interact with them. You can just be like, I like the way they dance, you know, that kind of thing. And you don't have to be like really abdomen about it. I don't know if that's the right word. So there's that. And then from Showcase, we also have our game night. So basically, where people can get to come and have food with us, drinks, like water and Kool-Aid and like all that. Not the other kind. Just had to specify. Um, and then like we get to play games. Like last semester, we did musical chairs, and we had some tough competitors. We had shoving of chairs, and we had pushing of people. It was really fun, and it was really funny to watch too. So there's that. We also have meet and greet. So meet and greet is more of like the formality type of tabling. So where each chapter is in like in a big room, and they each have their own little table, their board, and their info and maybe pamphlets, maybe cards, and an interest can walk up and be like, "So tell me about your organization," and then talk to them there like that. And then the interests are free to like talk to whomever they like, or just to even just like to look around. Um, and then we also have our educational lunch is a new thing that we're implementing at UTA within MGC. So where our e-board, so MGC e-board, puts on a lunch of where like people can come in, including our council members. They can come in and they can come learn about something, whether it's like something that like maybe people feel strongly about. So like I think one time one of the topics that we thought about was like domestic violence awareness, as well as like Greek 101, I believe, and like just a couple other things. I can't really think of it about them at the time of being. And then lastly, it ends off on a Saturday, where we have a community service day. So all of our MGC members, we go and do community service together as MGC, and not just like, oh hey, DAS is gonna go do Sarah's bag ladies over there. This other org is gonna go do their own thing over there, and it's gonna be more of like a mixture of like we're all gonna go do this, and we're all gonna go help our community. It's a very long week. Sorry.
Recruitment weeks are always the longest. And actually, fun fact, UTA showcase was my very first showcase that I ever attended. With like before I even went Greek at all. So yeah. Like I also get the like videos and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so long ago.
Throwback.
Yeah, for real. That was like 5 years ago because I was still in high school whenever I went. So it was a long time ago. Yeah.
So for the next question is,
Oh, sorry.
is there a time that you had to get out of your comfort zone, and how did you overcome it?
Well, one that I can think about right now is right now. So like I do enjoy talking to people, and I feel like I could talk to people really easily, but like being put like on the spot, I'm just like, okay, I can do this. Like I know I can. It's just like a little struggle. So it's okay. It's more of like just talk. Just do you type of thing. But there's that. I think another example is more so whenever like I'm being MGC president and like with deadlines. Like I don't like to be like the little police officer, be like, bro, go do this, get it done. Like I don't like to do that. I'm just like, can you please turn in the documents? I kind of need them, please. Pretty please. I like. It's not until like I gotta be like, hey yo, like I need these documents. If not, your chapter's gonna be fined, and I'm so sorry. I don't want to fine y'all, but it's just like putting my foot down. I'm just like, okay, gotta go talk to them, and gotta be like, hey, hi, please. So there's that, and like I like to be able to like connect with multiple people in all chapters. That way I can be like, oh hey, like I know X, Y, and Z from this organization. I can go talk to them about it. Or oh hey, like this and that. Like being able to like communicate, and I like building relationships with the presidents of chapters. That way, like it's easier to talk instead of just like, hey, what's your name? Yeah, sorry, can I get your documents? That's weird. That's not. I don't like awkwardness. So I'm just like, hey, what's up?
You gotta build a relationship before.
Yes, definitely.
And then the next question is, What impact do you want to be remembered for as a pinky?
Wow. I'm not too sure. Like, I guess like one thing that like in general. So I've also been an orientation leader, and I've been like a Mad Venture camp leader as well as a tour guide. So I've been like a lot of things, and like I've always tried to help everyone around me. And I guess like I want to be that inspiration that others seek. Like that way they could be like, oh my gosh, I want to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh, she did that. I want to do that too. Type
Mm-hmm.
of thing.
The sisters look up to.
Yes, but like not following, more so as them making their own path. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, I saw that, but I can do it myself too, in my own way. You know, like stepping up to the plate, and like I guess like I see that like my sisters really did see like the hard work I put in this past year. I got awarded Sister of the Year, so I was like, I cried a little. I cried a lot. when I got home. I was like, okay. So that was like a little yay moment for me. Um, but yeah, and like I always like making sure that everybody's okay. So like helping like everybody like look out for each other and just be like, are you okay? Type of thing. And like during chapter, I had this thing that I would always do at the end of my agendas. I had to be like, you're doing great, sweetie. I would always tell them like at the end of my agendas, you're doing great, sweetie, because I do believe that they are, and I always like to make myself available to talk. Like if everyone needs anything, they could just hit me up at any time, literally, even if it's 3 a.m. Those who know, and those can come find out too, because it works.
And then DJ Dean said, "Congrats again, much deserved."
Listen, for all the viewers on that are live, feel free to drop any questions you have in the
Yes.
chat. We'll ask our guest speaker. Okay, so I guess over for the next question here is, how did your family feel when you told them? Or you can say your friends too, you know, friends and family.
Mhm.
Okay, so I guess like I gotta do like a little backstory if we're talking friends. So it was summer of 2020, and I was an orientation leader with my best friend Steffi, and I don't know what kicked in out of nowhere. I was sweeping the garage, and I was like, let me call my best friend. Call her. She's like, what's up? And I'm like, hey, I'm gonna join a sorority. And she's like, bro, what? Because like I wasn't like the little sorority girl that we envisioned in our heads, even though we didn't have anything to go off of. Yeah, that. I was just like, yeah, bro. I don't know, but I'm gonna join one. She was like, what? Like she was just like, what are you doing? And like, are you sure you're okay? Like she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna start sending you some. I'll look around. I'll help you look around. And I was like, okay. So she started sending me just like different profiles, like from Instagram, from different organizations. And I was like, thanks, bro. Like she was very supportive, right? So that happened, and then later, like whenever it came down to like process, like like I was just like, hey, friend, kept the distance. You can't really say anything. But like I acted like nothing was wrong. I was just like, yeah, bro, just doing homework, doing a lot of homework. Sorry, gotta go. Bye. She's like, yeah, have a good day. And I was like, thanks. And then I remember like after I crossed, I was just like, hey, like I have something to tell you. I went all serious. I wanted to give her like that, like, bro, what happened? Right. So I sat her down in the middle of the UC, which is our little like hub of student life at UTA. I sat her in the UC. I was like, hey, I got something to tell you. She's like, what? I was like, well, so you know how I told you I wanted to join a sorority? She's like, yeah, like, are you good? And I was just like, no, bro, like things got complicated. I just, I just couldn't. I'm sorry. She's like, no, it's okay. Like, you didn't let me down. Like, are you okay? Like, I just want to make sure. I was like, just kidding, bro. I joined a sorority. And she's like, bro, don't do that to me. She started like cussing me out in Spanish because we both speak Spanish to each other. And she's like, I'm so happy for you, and this and that. So she was the first person I told. And it was just a great, like, oh my gosh, yay, so happy for you. She's like, oh my gosh, so how's everything? So this and that. Like, she wanted, like, she started asking about, like, a jacket and all this. Sorry, my computer's dying. And then I couldn't give her details, but, like, she was, like, in her little, like, oh my gosh, yay. Like, she felt like her little proud mom moment. So
Oh
Uh-oh.
no. I think her laptop died.
Plugged it in on time though.
I know.
2 seconds in.
I know.
That
Okay.
happens to me all the time, and I hate it.
For especially whenever I'm doing homework. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
it's always whenever I'm doing homework. Um, that
Like
her
she,
story was so cute, and that makes me so sad that she got cut off.
No.
Um,
like she did text me like her computer did die on her.
Dang.
I was like,
hopefully it reboots fast. I know with my I don't know what type of laptop she has, but my MacBook, like as soon as I plug it in, a couple seconds later, it like turns back on. Well, while we take this little break, how's everyone's week been? Or not break, but a
intermission.
little intermission. Yeah, there we go. That's the word.
What do you call it? Oh, we have a little face. Sorry, Robert. As like they'll be back on. There's one technical difficulties. You know, what's a podcast without some technical difficulties?
Um, but how's y'all's week been? What have y'all been up to? I haven't seen y'all in a minute. It's been 2 weeks because I wasn't here last time.
We missed you on the other
We
podcast.
missed you. No, my week has been pretty boring. Just studying for the T's.
Yeah.
I was telling a real earlier. I was like, one of my sisters sent me a video to watch, like basically a rundown, and like I have like 4 or 5 papers front and back just written about everything, and I'm like, oh, I hate this.
Like I said,
Education.
you are strong. I could never be a nurse or anything that requires me to think at that level.
Props to you, girl, and anyone else out there taking nursing or any of that.
For real. But yeah, my
Well,
week has been long. This is the last week of camp. So I'm so sad. All of my babies that I got close to, I'm not going to see them until next summer. And today I had to actually do my job as a supervisor and send someone home. And I didn't feel bad about it. But I was like, oh, like this is like kind of scary. Like I've never had to like actually put my foot down with somebody. So like the fact that I had to do that, I was like, hey, so I'm gonna ask you to leave.
I was like, it looks like we have our guest coming back online. Let me try to add her. Hello, Jackie. Can you hear us?
yes, sorry, my computer died. I tried to save it before it died.
It's
Yeah, it's
okay.
okay. We're back.
I'm sorry.
It happens to everybody. You're good.
Yes.
When my computer died, I was like, no. But okay. So how did my family feel? I'm sorry. So my family, I basically one day I pulled up with like my entire big old like imagine the biggest box of Home Depot you can ever imagine. Literally, um, all of that, and I pulled up with my big old box and I put it in my room. And they just start hearing like a racket and like me like nailing stuff, and then they're like, they come into my room. They're like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, I joined a sorority," and they were like, "What?" They were like, "What? What did you do?" And I was just like, I joined a sorority," and then they were like, "What's that?" And I was like, I had to like put it into words. I was like, "Es una hermandad," and I was like, "Una fraternidad, like a fraternity." Yeah, but like for girls. And then they were like, uh-huh. Like they were just like it wasn't clicking. But like they weren't mad about it or whatever. And I was like, yeah, um, yeah. I guess like they didn't know how to react or whatever. And then they were like Xiomara. And they were like, who's Xiomara? And I was just like, that's me. And they were like, no, your name is Jacqueline. And I was like, no. I was like, okay, yes, but like it's just the nickname that they gave me. And then they were like, so does that mean that whenever someone calls you, they're gonna call you Xiomara? And I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's just there type of thing. It's just only them know type of thing. And they're like, but it says it right here. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's just there, Dad. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then they saw my, you're about to see my little prequel. They saw my paddle, and they were like, "What is that?" And I was just like, "It's a paddle. It's a paddle, Dad." And then he was like, "What do you do with it?" And I was like, "It looks pretty, right?" And then like he started asking like all these questions, and I tried to like in my little neo mind try to like explain, but at the same time couldn't figure out words to explain. And then they were just like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then left my room, and I just started decorating everything and made my little Greek wall. And yeah, it's been great.
I was like, there's another question on here by Steven. And the question is, does your secondary family, cousins, aunts, uncles ask about your involvement in DAS?
So, okay. So my dad, he is the youngest of 8, and out of those other 7, they each have at least minimum 4 kids, and some of them already have kids. So I'm like that one cousin that like I'm in between everybody's age. So like the closest cousin to me on the higher end, they're 26, and like the other end, they're 17. So I'm like that middle because I'm 22. And I'm like awkward, and they're like, do I sit at the kids table or do I sit at the adult table? What do we do here? Right? So it's more so like they don't really get to ask unless they like they see me doing something, like they won't ask because everybody's just doing their own thing. Whenever we have like gatherings, it's just like, let's go dance or let's go, talk about other stuff, or let's play cards or loteria, or it's more of like family bonding, not. But like whenever like my dad like says like, oh yeah, she's doing whatever it is at school, and they were like, what's that? And they were like, yeah, whatever she's doing. And then they asked me, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm MGC president. And they're like, okay. And then I had to go into the whole spiel about what that is. They're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, yeah, it is really cool. But that's how they think about it. I don't think I don't have any other family that's Greek. So it's sometimes it's a little lonely. Like, because no, I guess like Greeks know Greeks type of thing, like Greek verbatim and Greek, little things, I guess that we know, like what's a stroll? Hmm. Um, yeah, that kind of thing, I guess. But I think it's also cool to be like, I was the first out of all you people. I was the first. So I guess it's like a pros and cons.
That's cool. Me and my cousin crossed a semester after each other. We both crossed during like COVID. So I crossed in fall 2020, and then she crossed spring 21. And so like at her graduation party, I was like, oh my gosh, like how was it? Like, because she's an AKA. So I was like comparing our two like experiences and stuff. So like it was at first I was like, dang, like no one else in my family like my age is in a fraternity or like in school or anything like that. And then she posted like a couple of days after me, and I was like, you little sneaky girl. And then yeah, so I understand where you're coming from, and like having to like re-explain everything, especially to like my older aunts. I'm like, girl, I don't know how to explain this to you. Just do your own research. Get on Google, get on your phone, and search it up yourself. But
Yeah. Or I'll be like, oh, it's a group of girls like that do a lot of fun things together, but yet we still get our academics done, and we do community service, and we sisterhood events, and we do fundraisers, and that kind of thing. They're like, okay. I was like, just think of it as me volunteering a lot and doing a lot of academics with a bunch of other people.
It was like it's like a club with other people who think the same like me, who want the same things as me. And yeah, we have fun. Then the next question, I can't remember who's supposed to be asking this, but will you be involved after graduation?
So I do plan on being involved. I do like I really do plan on being involved. Um, I'm looking into graduate school. I'm not too sure about doing it at UTA, but it would be nice to do it at a different chapter. Um, like or like just since like we're alpha chapter, like what if like we're expanding to another chapter and like I can help establish like oh my gosh, yay. That kind of little moment. So I do really do plan on being involved and not just being like peace out. No, I don't want to do that.
I'm about to go find you at your house. I know where you live. No, just kidding.
Pull up, drag me out of my room. Get up, hop into
Get
the.
ready.
I'm ready.
And then our very last question is, how do you plan to use your sorority to help you achieve your post-graduation goals?
For that, I guess like it's a lot of like networking. So like we have like this massive chat with like all the pinkies, and we're just like, hey, like sometimes there will be people that are like, hey, like my job is hiring, or hey, I know this person at this place is hiring. If you're interested, or like if you're specifically looking for something, can anyone help me find this type of thing? Um, so there's that. Another thing is like just like talking to people. So I learned in California in that little retreat that I talked about. Oh my gosh, sorry, I can't speak. I learned that one of the things that I learned from this guy, he was just like you can find your future within 6 people just by asking who do you know. Um, and I've found that very true. Just because I have a friend that he now works for Honda and is like making like 6 figures just because his classmates, friends, brother's cousin, and then like his girlfriend works for Honda, and so that's how he got that. And I'm just like, okay, like that makes sense. So just by asking like, who do you know? And I've tried it like like okay, does this actually work? I tried it like last semester and it did work. And I was like, oh my gosh, you do know people like that. So just by doing that, definitely by also staying involved, just like I want to keep in touch with people, but like I also don't want to like be like I'm like that one alumni that never goes away. I want to be like, hey, not like, hey, you know, catch me at every stroll off them. I shall be there. But yeah.
What age do y'all think y'all are gonna be when y'all stop strolling? I feel like I'm never gonna stop strolling. I'm gonna be like 96 and I'm gonna be strolling, doing everything.
Same. I always tell
Just
people like we're gonna be like the ones you ever seen those like little memes that like or like memes or things on Instagram where it's like you see these like old people that's like dancing at the club. Like, I'm like that's gonna be us. You know, as long as the needs don't give up, we're gonna be there.
for real. I always see like videos of like older members from like other orgs strolling and stuff. I always send it to my sisters. I'm like, this is gonna be us one day. It's like, and they still move, and I'm like, dang, it's all the strolling they did when they were young. Somebody said, Leslie Duarte said, stroll queen.
I think I sent a video to Abril, where there was well, I believe she was an SG row. She was pregnant and strolling to her roll call, and I was just like, Abril, if this is not me when I'm pregnant, please get me off my my butt and go put me in that line.
For real.
Okay.
I
So
think it's an SGRO thing because at TWU's SGROs they had a new member presentation, I think it was, and there was a sister there, and she had her baby like strapped to her, and she was strolling. I was like, she's dedicated to the cause, and I was like, and I'm gonna be like her one day because she like her baby like I was like, oh my, I need a video of this, but I didn't. But it was really funny.
I'm looking forward to one day being like, okay, hold on, let me hold my belly so I can pop a squat.
Definitely.
Alumni stroll off in like 2073.
We shall all be there.
Viewers, do any of y'all have any last questions before we end our podcast?
I had another quick question I just thought about right now. I thought about it kind of back then when we were talking about the MGC thing, but like, do you feel you being a part of like the MGC, like I guess e-board, has that helped you expand more, learning more about other Greeks versus like if you weren't part of the MGC e-board? Does that make sense?
Yes. I think another thing, so like I know like I spoke about Greek unity within the council. I think that like once like that was like established like within the council, I was thinking, well, why don't we just expand this throughout FSL, you know? So that's what we're it's in the works right now. But now like we there's an FSL office downstairs, and it used to be just like one or two people in there, and now it's like we're all like the Greeks go hang out and we're talking, and it's like so much they're like, hey, y'all gotta keep it down, we're still working, and we're like, sorry. And it's like all the councils like interacting with each other, and now like last semester we started to go to each other's events, and like that was really cool. So like it's really like helped me like learn about like different types of like Greek worlds, if that makes sense. Like our MGC Greek world is different than CPH's Greek world. Same thing with MPHC as well as IFC. Like they see things differently, and like now I'm like, okay, there's that, and that also helps like whenever like we're doing like recruitment for like whenever I have to do FSL recruitment. Like I have to step out of my DAS MGC mind, and it got to be like FSL only type of thing. And so thinking into that, I'm just like, yeah, like have you reached out to this council? And like, and if I know somebody in that council, like especially of their exec boards, I'll be like, you should reach out to such and such, like they can help you, they can tell you more about it, this and this and that. Or like, what is Greek life? Talk to them about Greek life. So I think it really has like helped me, especially in like also like personally as well, because like now I have like this really like strong passion for FSL. um might work on something for that, like do a profession. I don't know, still figuring out life.
We have some comments from your family tree. Adrian Flores said, "What's up, little?" And then Anna Velasquez said, "What guidance would you provide to younger generations in Greek life once you all have graduated? P.S. Proud of you, Gilo," with a little heart.
Oh, guys, stop, I'm gonna cry. I love you both. So I guess like some guidance. Well, right now I have my little Yessie. Right now she's like doing like her own thing. She's not in school because she's like doing like other school, like community college. So right now I'm like trying to help her in whatever way that I can, and like being like, you can do this, sweetie, you know, you got this type of thing. But I also like to help out the new lines that come in. So I'm like, hey, like just like reiterating, like if you need anything, like I got you. Or like, do you need help on how to make an event? I can teach you Mavworks. It's a lot to do, and I can show you all these offices. Or like, do you need to go to the activity center? Okay, I know the director there. I can help you get a room. I can help you do this. I can help you do that. Or just like connecting them to the right people. Like send out this email. This person will help you. Text this person. They will help you. Or like little things like that. I like to make myself available to them, and like just like being there, like being a presence there. But then like also in like their personal lives, like I don't want to just be like, oh, she's like that one Greek sister that, you know, she's just Greek, you know, like Greek is just like her entire life. No, like oh my gosh, like happy birthday. I'm big on birthdays, so like I'll be like, oh my gosh, hey, happy birthday. Hope you have an amazing day. Or like if we're gonna go get an elote, we gotta go get elote. I'll go scoop up some people and be like, hey, get in the car now. That will start this semester, by the way, you know, with the car and everything. I would be ready.
I'm ready, girl. Let me know.
But yeah, I guess just being present type of thing.
It's very sweet. Being the branch to help them get to where they need to be. The stepping stool, if you will. But it was very nice talking to you and having you on this week. Thank you so much for being our first guest.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything else you want to shout out or say before we end?
Just give a huge shout out to DJ Dean. He is so amazing. He has always been such a support, not just for me and MGC and UTA, but I guess like for all of Greek life and like helping all of our voices being heard. So huge shout out to him. He's amazing. To my sisters, to Abril, to y'all too. Thank y'all for having me. I really appreciate it. And all my friends.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, guys, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.